why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh, Elvira Guzman.
Hi, Elvira. What are you doing in this great city of Los Angeles?
Oh, what don't I do, honey? I produce, I own a PR and branding company, I mentor, I talent book, I run award shows, all that good stuff.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm so glad you took the time to meet with me today.
Well, why not? Look at you.
Well, you were telling me earlier about some of the challenges you faced as you were trying to rebuild your life. Have you had to rebuild your life in the recent past?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when you were telling me your story, I could totally relate because I had to restart my life twice already. In New York and then once in Atlanta. When I was 21 years old in New York, I had 2 weeks notice from Steve Harvey, and he said I'm going to pick one employee out of all of them to move to New York and to start the Steve Harvey Radio Network. And so I was living with my boyfriend. I said, okay, we're broken up, we're done. I was already trying to leave that relationship anyways. And so it was like, okay, I'm done. I left all my furniture, everything, and I just took a few bags. I parked my Mercedes at my mom's house that I had just bought as my graduation present at USC, and I moved to New York and I started a new life, and that's when I really found out who I was.
What do you mean you found out who you was?
It's kind of like you're trying to learn how to swim. If you sit there with somebody and have lessons every day, yeah, you're going to learn how to swim, or you can have somebody just throw you in the pool, which is how I was taught. And I am a swimmer, and not only am I a swimmer, I got a fucking Olympic medal. So that, so that was what happened to me in New York. I had to do the same thing in Atlanta. After I had built my entire company, blah blah blah, I had moved back to LA, was in magazines, and then I got a phone call from Steve Harvey again and said, hey, I just, went through this divorce and I need somebody with great ideas and I need you in Atlanta. And so I was like, you know what? I was in another relationship, but this time I said, I'm in love. I want to bring my boyfriend with me. Let's see if my boyfriend is willing to do it. And so he was. So I up and moved to Atlanta and we started all over again. So I had, once again, no friends, no family, no nothing. And I went through the same things that you're saying, like when you're saying that you had moments of sadness or you had moments of just being lonely and, come to Friday night and you're just like, fuck, it's me and Redbox. That's when you grow the most, because guess what? You turn around and you have your books. You turn around and you have your phone and you start to Google information, and that's how you start to get knowledge. And for me, it's so amazing because it says in the Bible, we're supposed to walk this journey on our own, but then have people to accompany us. I think the biggest mistake for people now is that they won't even travel alone. They won't even go to dinner alone. And I think it's so important that we realize that we're our own best friends, we're our own soulmates, and that you can go anywhere you want in the world by yourself and you're always going to be okay because you always have God. And if you have that, then you could be successful in any city you're in. It doesn't matter.
So you're telling me, after moving to New York, rebuilding your life, after moving to Atlanta, starting all over again, then coming back to LA and doing it again, you're telling me that it's okay if you had to move to a new city, you do it again?
In a heartbeat. And I'm actually thinking about it, but this time moving to a different country. Why not? You only have one life. One. And I think it's a big mistake that most people spend their one life in 9-to-5s, and they wake up one day and they're 60 and they're like, what the fuck did I do with my life? I know what I did because I have a bunch of scrapbooks of all the places I've lived and all the places I've traveled to, and it's a great thing. And another thing, I was telling you about traveling. It's so important, especially for women. I just went to the Dominican Republic by myself a month ago. I go to Bermuda by myself to write books. I go to Jamaica over 10 times just to be by myself and to rediscover myself and to get to know people in different cities and to see, how do you live? What's the minimum wage here? And can I make it here too? And I found that if I can make it in LA, I can make it in New York, I can make it in Atlanta, I can make it everywhere, anywhere. So,
do you have any advice for women like me, like you, or who are recently rebuilding their lives and it just seems like nothing's ever going to pull through?
That the vessel shakes the most before it takes off, and that it's the darkest before the light comes out. To just hold on tight, and that 95% of people quit right before their next yes. And I'll tell you the biggest story that changed my life. It was the Kentucky Fried Chicken story, KFC. From his retirement check, he had this chicken recipe, and he's like, I really want to make, have a restaurant, KFC. And so he got his retirement check and he went around to people who would want to invest in his company. He got 1,008 no's, but 1,009 said yes, and now you see KFCs everywhere. It's always about not giving up and being persistent and keep going.
Thank you so much, Elvira. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye.